this. So cybersecurity, of course, has become a major topic of interest and debate and fear and investment globally, and for a very good reason. You know, the entire world these days pretty much is tied tightly into the digital economy and technology. So when things go awry with cybersecurity, it can be a pretty significant event for both organizations and, you know, your average citizens. So being able to do that well, do cybersecurity well, is becoming more and more important. But there are challenges, and that's what this is about. But before we get into that, just briefly about the FAIR Institute. We were established in 2015. We're a nonprofit dedicated to cyber and operational risk. We have over 12,000 members around the world. We have local chapters in major cities, and this is a constantly growing number. We have an annual conference every October, although next year it might be September. And in 2019, we were named one of the 3 most important industry associations in the last 30 years, which isn't too bad given that we were at the time a 4-year-old organization. So that suggests some progress. So let's get into the topic. A question that is interesting to ask cybersecurity professionals is, what's the most valuable control in their cybersecurity program? And occasionally they'll even try to answer the question, but most of the time they'll shrug and say, well, we really don't know. If they do venture and answer the first question, then a natural question that's begged is, what's the least valuable control? And I have yet to run into anybody who's willing to answer that question. And then here's the litmus test. All right? So let's presume that someone did try to answer the first 2 questions. If you ask this third question, their honest answer would have to be no. Right? They have no idea what someone else in their organization, you know, how they would answer the questions. And this to me suggests we have a problem, because our profession is all about applying controls to minimize the frequency and magnitude of adverse events. I mean, that's our stock and trade. And we can talk about controls and we can talk about threats all day long. But if we can't answer these first 2 questions, and if the third answer is no, then that suggests that we really don't